Hi guys, it's Arlene from Gingy's Journey. Um, so yesterday I was only able to do one flip through of the other smaller journal. So this one, they're both very similar, almost exact. This one was claimed, so the last flip through, which is this one, it's been claimed. Thank you so much. This one is still available as well as the two larger ones. So I just wanted to do a full flip through. I wasn't able to complete it yesterday because I had some technical difficulties. The battery also died on me and it just took an eternity to upload. So tomorrow's the weekend. I don't have to worry about rushing. So I'm just going to take my time and try to film these properly for you. So I did mention that these are design team journals for Dust to Roses, and so I've used a number of printables. I used quite a few printables, guys. So altogether, I went back to just make sure that I was naming them correctly, because I know in the last video I forgot some of the kits I used. They're 15. I've used 15 different digital kits, but they're like bits and pieces, so they're mixed throughout the 4 journals. So as I see them, I'll mention them as I come across them, but I will now list the all of the info for Cassie's shop and the digitals that I used at the description of the video. So I hope you guys enjoy the flip through. This is the 8 1/4 by 5. One available, so this one is available, and the 2 larger ones. So once again, they all come with this charm. And if you'd like to see the process of me creating this word charm, the first video that I uploaded a couple days ago or a day ago, I show how I made these. So once again, the cover is pretty much almost exactly like the other one, and they're stuffed, equally. They all have my label. They both have these charms that I made. These are glass beads. They both have a key and a heart. Also, the difference on this one is that this is also an authentic vintage notebook paper from Spain. So I used that on the outside of all of the 4 journals. They're just on different sections. So the one that it has been claimed, it has a longer piece straight across. So this one lets you see the fabric a little bit more. This fabric I mentioned in the last flip through that these are from Amity Bloom, from her recent fabric packets, and this is an authentic piece of vintage wallpaper, also from the Amity Bloom paper pack. This is just a piece of velvet, very pretty velvet, that I had, and all 4 journals have it on the cover. This trim came from Sarah from Crafty Paper Bits, so it's from France. And then there's BohoTree trims throughout all the journals. And with the sari closure, that's the charm. I'm really in love with these guys. I just love how they came out. They're so cute. Okay. I'll try not to make this one as long as the other ones, but I can't promise anything. Sometimes I get really chatty. Okay, so that's the inside. Very similar to the other one. They both have this corner pocket here, with Rosehill Paper Cottage handmade paper, a piece of vintage wallpaper from Ruby and Pearl, and then they each have handmade tags throughout. I'm really in love with this tag. I think this cute little girl is just so adorable. A BohoTree trim, and this came from a little clipping from Crafty Paper Bits as well. So it's just a collage of different ephemera pieces that I had, little scraps. And then this is from the French ephemera too, that you will also see throughout most of the journals. That's one of my favorite digitals from that collection. All of them come with tags. This is made from the Spring Beauty digital kit for Dust to Roses. This one says Faith. And I put an antique Spain stamp on all of them. And this is just a piece of vintage French ephemera. And they're backed with avocado dyed paper. So I know I said I would name them. I ended up not naming them, but if they were going to have a name, they would be the name of the tag that they each had on the inside. So this one is Poesia, and Poesia means poetry. This is the first page of this one. So this is from a magazine, Daphne's Diary magazine. This is Tim Holtz ephemera, and once again the textured paper, and a BohoTree trim. Here another side pocket with a collage and a collaged tag. So the other one also has a very similar tag, just as this one, with coffee dyed paper. This pocket is also a piece of authentic vintage ephemera. It's some sort of an old receipt. There goes another Spain stamp, and then some vintage train tickets. All of the journals come with this page upon opening from 1922, and it's from Madrid. They're very old and brittle, so just, you know, be careful turning it, but it just looks really good there. I love it. Another collage that I did using Happy Mail that I received from Dust to Roses from Cassie. I'm not sure if it was Patreon mail, but it was Happy Mail nonetheless. This came from Dust to Roses Papery. She does sales regularly on her shop, and she always has like paper goods and fabrics, a bunch of things, so you can go check her out. So I use a piece of this vintage wallpaper here to create a little tuck, and just a big floral here. I also sprayed this. I forgot to mention the reason is this color. I recently got some of those, what is it, those distress sprays, the Ranger sprays. First time ever. So of course I haven't really figured out how to use them completely, so just spray them on, right? This photograph is part of Cassie's digital, and I believe these are from Winter Wonderland. This is another digital. This is from French ephemera too, and these are listed on her Etsy shop. Okay, so here's a pocket. I'm sorry guys, like I'm still like tired. I haven't really slept much, and so my voice has been kind of grungy. A Tim Holtz ephemera. I try to do a little tuck here, but because it's longer than the pocket, you have to like find find the tuck spot. So once again, these Spanish cards are throughout. Some are decorated, some aren't. This one says con, which means with. And then here, once again, I did a collage on the outside of the pockets. So this is a piece from Victorian Roses. This is a piece from Spring Beauty. You'll see this one a lot too, because this is one of my favorites, so I kind of use it on everything. And this is a piece of Vintage Ledger. And I think that also came from the Amity Bloom paper pack, if I'm not mistaken. And just one of those die cut butterflies that I sticked on, and some authentic railway receipts and tickets. All of the journals come with one of these vintage Spanish dictionary pages, and they are very brittle as well, so you see it's kind of shedding there, but they're good for collaging. I used a couple of pieces also to collage, you'll see. I like the color of it. And then this journal also has a piece of railway ephemera from Cassie's Digitals, and I also paired it with a real vintage photo. I thought these were really cool, so I tried to put them in a couple of the journals. There goes the charm. This is an authentic piece of a vintage ephemera. I also received this in Happy Mail from Cassie. I love this one. But it looked good in here. Bye bye, baby. And then once again, these are BohoTree trims throughout. This is another piece of handmade paper from Rosehill Paper Cottage. I just put a piece there. You can create tags or something with it. A vintage playing card and one of those die cut butterflies. This is another digital from Dust to Roses. This is also from the French ephemera too. And there's a lot of these Tim Holtz baby paper clips that are very cute, so you'll get a few of them with the journals. And then in Cassie's kits, the digital kits, she always adds in these pages that you can back your digitals with, so it's not like plain white in the back. That's a parchment paper that I avocado dyed and baked, and I just glazed over with some glitter paint. A decorative paper with the ruffles. I love the ruffles. I just love them. There goes another piece of that that vintage dictionary page. And I also received these from my dear friend Jenn. She sent me a few of these a few months back, and I've been using them to collage and also to put in as extra ephemera. A washi tape sticker. This Polaroid is also a digital from Cassie's shop on Etsy. I just collaged a little bit. It says "He is mighty," and this is from the her Polaroid collection, and it's the 4 seasons. So this one's for winter. And they all have a devotional page that I really love. I trust in your unfailing love. I will rejoice because you have rescued me. I will sing to the Lord because he has been good to me. Psalm 13, 5 through 6. And those, I put them in randomly, so I hope that the verses bless you, whichever ones you guys get. An altered guest check. This is also avocado dyed and has one of my favorite stamps that I have. Just use the 2 colors. This is one of my favorite pages from the Spanish magazine that I had. So these are from Spain. I have several of these sheets scattered throughout, but these are the full colored ones, so I only had one of these Well, I had two actually. I think I had two. This is one of my favorite ones. And you're also going to hear me say that a lot because I have a lot of favorite pages. This is just a vintage, very old hymnal page that I just collaged on here with some washi tape. His Love Is All My Song. A vintage ledger. Some of these ledgers I received from Happy Meal from Cassie, and as well as Vintage Polka Dot Shop. I ordered a few months back a big pack of vintage ledgers, so I have been using them throughout my journals, so you will see a few of those. I just think that they look nice in the journals, and there's a lot of writing room. An Edith Holden page. Can never have enough of those. A gold doily. Some very old pieces of those catalogs from Spain. I'm calling them catalogs. They're magazine and newspaper pages, I believe. And then each of the journals have an extra quarter of that page that I used in the front. So once again, it's very brittle. It's really good for collaging, but you can do whatever you want with it. I just like them. I like having that old piece of vintage paper, but don't we all do? She Has Courage and Is Brave. This came from a Stampington magazine. And these are from the digital kit Found Couples on Cassie's Etsy, and all of the journals have one of these decoupage pages with a photo with this stamp. I loved you yesterday, I love you still, I always have, I always will. And I paired it, I tried to pair it as much as I could with a real vintage photograph, kind of like a then and now. So with these, it looks like they're getting married here, and like he was coming out of the military there. So you give it your own story. I try to pair them up as close as I could. You can journal behind it, maybe reflect on the image, what it makes you think of. This is French Ephemera 2. Once again, one of my favorite ones, so you will see it throughout. One of these photographs actually made me think about my parents, and so that's why I ended up feeling inspired and just putting them throughout all of them. This is another one of those backing pages that Cassie puts available in her digis. This is from Tsunamirose, a prayer card kit with a paper flower that I just stuck on. Jesus loves you. And this is a piece of wallpaper that I'm sharing from my Amity Bloom paper pack. So it's an authentic piece. I think it's the perfect size to make a tag with, or a pocket. This is another one of my favorite papers included in these journals, and this is from an actual notebook, student's notebook from Spain. It's very old, but I just love the writing. It is so, so, so pretty. And even the texture of the paper, so smooth. A metallic page with a ruffle from BohoTree. That's their stamped fabrics. Another piece of those ads. Some of these ads are just so cute. Some are really funny. And this is just a piece of wallpaper. This came from a scrap pack that I got from Sarah's shop, Crafty Paper Bits, with another BohoTree trim. Lots and lots of room for writing. I left a lot of it blank. Another one of these wine labels. This came from Dusty Rose's Papery. So I just clipped it on. You can use it wherever you want. This also came from Dusty Rose's Papery, or in Patreon mail. I'm not sure. So a lot of the authentic vintage papers that came from Dust to Roses. They're either from the Dust to Roses papery shop, because she does sell vintage papers there as well. And if it's not from there, it's from Patreon, Happy Mail, or also Design Team Mail. This is French Telegram. These are really pretty as well. Another one of those backing sheets. This I got from Dust to Roses papery, onion skin paper. You can see that these are really brittle. Some of them are tearing a little bit on the side. So I didn't want to put anything there just in case, you know, the owner wants to personalize it. Maybe they want to put a piece of washi there, maybe not. So, but they're all very, you know, they're delicate papers. I like this this print here. I just love all the images. I think it's so pretty. They all have these coloring pages that have scripture. This one's Ephesians 5:2. This this piece of trim, I received an inspo pack that I ordered from Moonside Parlour as well. If there's any shops that I forget to mention in the video, I will post them in the bottom. I have ordered a few bundles from different shops, and I like to mention them. So I believe this came in an inspo pack that I got from Moonside Parlour. And then all of the authentic vintage photos I got a big pack from Moonside Parlour, and I also received a couple of packs from Paperharborco that I've ordered in the past. So those would come from either one of those shops. This is from a Patreon exclusive digital kit. This is from the ballet kit, and I printed it on vellum. I think it came out so pretty on this paper. The color, everything. This is also from the ballet ephemera. Ballet digitals, sorry. I'm sorry guys if I'm stuttering today. I haven't slept much. You know, I've been trying to figure out the YouTube and trying to find a program, so I have to admit that I didn't sleep much. But thank God we're heading to the weekend, and I can get some sleep, and then I won't sound like this in the next video, right? I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. So just like the other small one, I included a vintage letter in the center. Only the other one is a little bit more geared like towards more romantic. So it had a love letter in the middle. This one, I put a, just a pretty lady. This is also a digital from Dust to Roses. This is the sheet music covers. This is the older version, but I felt that it went well. The color went well with the theme. So it's so pretty. And then on each of these centers, I just folded the side, and I stamped. I wanted to play around with my my wooden stamps from BohoTree, so I tried it out here with some gold paint. The opposite side of that is that other side of the ballet digital. Isn't that pretty? I absolutely love them. So yeah, this letter is more from like a friend, and this is from Spain. So this is in Spanish. I really love these letters. That's the other side of that digital. It's just so gorgeous. The music paper with that color, and then the pink florals. I love it. I didn't do anything to this side and the other as well to leave room for writing. You could turn it into a tuck spot or just leave it as is. So sorry guys, hold on. Sorry about that, guys. If I actually, you know, go to sleep, I won't sound like this. So these prayer cards are also scattered throughout. These are from my Porch prints. So they have scriptures. I love the scripture, Romans 8:28, that we know that all things work together for good for those who love Christ and are called according to his purpose. A coffee dyed note paper, and live a life of love is what this coloring sheet says. Another piece of that sari trim, and then the red charm. I love these magazine pages. They're just so pretty. Absolutely love them. I only have a couple more left. Some more boho. This is French Telegram. Also very pretty. Just a stitched on Tim Holtz ephemera with some washi tape. Some more vintage ephemera. I believe both of these came from the Amity Bloom paper pack. Absolutely love the color, the script, and then some of the typewriter font. The other side of that notebook page. One of those very old receipts. The other one also includes it. They're very brittle, so you might want to be careful removing it. This is a collage tag I made from the, this is a Patreon exclusive digital, and this is Tales of Another Land. So this is a fairly new digital kit that she has. So I just did a collage. I added some sari trim. This is a real piece of vintage wallpaper that I got from Rose's papery. And then this is another piece of that vintage ledger that I got from Amity Bloom. And one of those die cuts. And then I just stamped around it. It's also backed on avocado dyed paper. I'm so sorry I sound like this, guys. And how many times I said sorry. This is a piece of Edith Holden page, and there goes another advertisement you can use to collage or just keep. I love these pages as well. I know I did the flip through already on my Instagram page with music only, but I wanted to just let you guys know where, you know, the details of the digitals and the ephemera pieces. This is also a digital from Cassie's shop, and this is the Found Couples. And this is another of that really cool student note paper from Madrid. So these notes are in Spanish, and there's even a watermark here. I think this is so cool. So each of the smaller journals have one of these. They have one side of the students' notes, and I just put the vintage photo there. Collage with Tim Holtz ephemera. This is a piece of that music page from the digital kit. The sheet music covers from Rose's. There's a closer look of that key and the heart. I love that sari. And I love these parchment papers too. This is from the digital kit Botanist Desk, and that's an authentic vintage stamp. Use it as a journaling card as well. This is also from French Ephemera 2. A couple more vintage pieces. I made a pocket using, this trim is from Vintage Polka Dot Shop, and this is BohoTree, of course. I stitched on, I made a pocket on that vintage music paper. This is a tag I made from the digital kit Botanist Desk. Just collage a little bit in the back. I added some sari trim. Medianoche, which means midnight. And some of these vintage stamps. Yeah. They're easy to come off and you can use them however you like. A collage of washi. And then here, I did another collage pocket. This is from Spring Beauty, Cassie's Digitals. This little tag here is from my Porch prints. Set your mind on things above, not on things on earth. Colossians 3:2. And I just did a tuck spot with that one, so you can use it however you like as well. And these are some more decorated vocabulary cards, because why not, right? Hasta, until, as far as and even. And this is just a little bit of that leftover decoupage napkin. Hacia means toward. Yep. Some sari ruffles on it. I think they look cute. And then this is a real vintage postcard from Spain. Pico de Teide. And some mountain there. And I love the script writing. It has the stamp from Spain. Very pretty. This is also a digital from Cassie's shop. I really love these. These are called Pretty French Labels. I couldn't remember the name of them before. This is just a piece of a really old envelope from Spain that I left there to collage with. This is also a little piece of that vintage wallpaper that I used on the floating pockets. And that's from Heather, Ruby and Pearl's shop. The other side of that page from Spain. This is a page from the Daphne's Diary. And then this is the floating pocket for this one. I'm really in love with these floating pockets. This here is from French Ephemera 1. And this authentic wallpaper, vintage wallpaper, is from Amity Bloom, as well as the piece of the vintage ledger. And one of my fabric clusters that I just turned into a tab, I stitched it on sideways. And then this tag says Amistad, friendship. Oh, I love anything with script on it. I love it. A piece of the handmade paper from Rosehill Paper Cottage. Okay. So that is the flip through for the second, I was calling it a cahier size, but it's a 8 1/4 by 5. So this one is available. The other one has been claimed. So if you're interested in purchasing, you can head over to my shop at Gingy's Journey. There's also more details on my crafty Instagram page, so Gingy's Journey, and I'll link everything below, even Dust to Roses Etsy for all of the digitals. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.